Hi, and welcome to another reading from Astrology. This reading is going to be a channeled message and is going to be focused on your person's current feelings for you. In this reading, we're going to ask Spirit many questions about your person, but under the heading of their current feelings. So we may ask, what was your past life connection? What is your current connection? What are any obstacles? Behind the scenes of the camera, I'm going to be channeling messages with cards, and I'll also have cards laid out in front of us to kind of give direction to the reading. So let's get started. I feel like the two of you have been connected before. There may seem to be some rules and regulations that have always surrounded your relationship and where you felt restriction in being able to be together. I feel though that you both have always had a spiritual connection, and I feel like you've always been able to make the most of whatever situation that you've had, including unknown factors that have come up in the relationship. I think the struggle over many lifetimes has been for you guys to let go of illusions and to find the spirit key in developing a healthy relationship. Some of you may have experienced negative points of change within different lifetimes and within the current lifetime, and are currently looking for the key on how to manifest a healthy relationship because it seems to have eluded you. I think that some of you actually are in the process right now of manifesting a relationship, and that there will be a corresponding sequence coming in the future on how to find the fated point in which that relationship will manifest. Some of you may have had very deep spiritual connection where there has been esoteric knowledge that has been acquired over many lifetimes, a higher form of knowledge, and I feel that some of you may have been the keepers of this knowledge. For some of you, I do see a twin flame relationship here in the fact that you are currently on or have been on a sequence of lifetimes where you have built up this knowledge. I feel that both of you have already reached completion because there is no time and space. And so right now you are just following the script of the becoming, of the awakening of both of you towards what has and has always been. And I think that you both have always been in each other's life beyond this lifetime or beyond the physical structure of what we consider to be lifetimes. I think that in completion, Spirit is saying here that life is an illusion, and that as you have been following the 12 steps of growing consciousness, you both have been carrying that key and that seed for other people. And so it may be that you both have been separated in order to keep this knowledge and information safe, but so that it continues over many lifetimes, and that in many lifetimes you both come together to really find a way to store up this information to have it continue on. Spirit is saying to you right now that this moment in time is the result of both of your physical and spiritual balance of existences. So in both of you, there is a dual energy, a physical and spiritual energy that creates your current mental acuity or your current awakened state. It seems like there's a lot of unknown factors in this relationship that have been left unknown because both of you may have guided each other in both spirit and in physical existence. And they're saying to me behind the scenes that there is some sort of connection here where some of your projects, writings, hidden knowledge, information, and for some of you this is very specific, your geocentric viewpoints about how things flow around you, about how energy flows, have been entrusted to both of you to find the answer and to leave this written knowledge behind so that consciousness can begin to speed up for the collective. There are numbers, sequences, and events concerning your connection. And that you need to know that as you can both continue on your mission, you're both loved, you're both with each other all the time within the 5D, as you help each other graduate along the levels of consciousness towards completion where you will both be one. Right now, there's a need to heal the base chakra, to really align yourselves with any hidden thoughts that you have, or to explore those thoughts so that you can begin to weed out unnecessary thoughts, habits, addictions that you no longer need. For many of you, this is about grounding with the earth, spending time in nature, aligning yourself with the frequency of the fairy so that certain restrictions within your base chakra can be healed. There's something that is relative to your situation here, and a message to follow your heart, to allow yourself the freedom to be, to enjoy the day as it comes, and to know that there really is no rush, that whatever will be already is in completion, and to actually enjoy this process of leveling up together. I think for some of you, you may have been involved in other relationships where you didn't follow your heart, or you may have left one another behind in another relationship. For some of you, this is going to be a situation in which you have experienced heartbreak. Yeah, I am channeling over to the side, and I see that you both have been together before, and that you are currently catching up, and that is simply what is happening, because you are now being called to find the answer to yourself, to your personal viewpoint, and to grow that spark of mental acuity by balancing out each other's gates of the mind, of becoming each other's guide, of allowing yourselves to see all of the information building up that you both have discovered, and allowing a turning point to take place. When you reach this space, be prepared, because there will be nothing left to hold you back, and it is going to feel like an overwhelming sense of purpose and energy, and the information that you discover together is going to be hard to understand, and so you need to give each other the space and patience. I'm hearing to really allow this to unfold, because both of you are going places together. So this heartbreak is passing, and there's something that you need to allow each other to know, to see and grow in each other, a certain vulnerability that you have been both holding back from one another. And I'm getting that it is quite possible that both of you feel something very strong for one another that you've been afraid to invest in, because you feel that that is such a vulnerable thing to do, that you are worried about your heart actually being broken. But Spirit is saying that right now it's all coming together. And so in order for you to reach that bridge of connection, you have to open up and conceptualize what it is that you have just been through together, and to understand the big picture and communicate all that you feel about the other person, because you have so much to do. Spirit is saying this relationship serves a higher purpose, and you need to allow each other to understand how each of you feel. There's a hidden element here that you haven't seen, and there's also hidden information and a hidden work that Spirit wants you both to do together. So prepare yourself to go through this phase that when you do come together and you do divulge this information together and you begin to share this hidden knowledge that you have had, that the gates of the mind are going to be open and you are going to experience a quantum leap. And that in this quantum leap, you're going to have such a huge positive charge that nothing will ever be the same. And you will develop both together this huge mission and purpose because you are both called to find the answer. I see a lot of traveling here that both of you will do. And as you begin to allow each other to see this information, you may have a few ups and downs where you have to try and try again. And Spirit is saying that they need you to get this right in this lifetime because the opening process towards manifesting, towards the collective manifesting something new is there. And they need all positive energy to now move forward. The urgency of this could trigger you. And while there is no urgency in the moment, and that the fact is that you are where you need to be because it has already been completed, know that you are an integral part of the process of the kingdom of positivity being developed. Spirit's saying that's not the right term. There is something that sounds like that. It sounds like the need to move up a level. It sounds like there is an unknown factor that you have not yet heard, but that you're both protected in your friendship in the static state of positivity as you enter this Stargate, this new sense of emanating positive energy through the love that you have for each other. So it's time for you both to power up. For some of you, there is another person that actually is bringing forth a spiritual gift in this connection. There's a formula that you haven't quite discovered yet. And it has to do with the place that you currently are at right now, or the situation that you're currently in life. And Spirit wants you to know that a table has been set in the presence of your enemies, and they are currently helping you through this situation. If you are involved with another person or there are negative people around you, Spirit is saying their higher self is actually sacrificing at the moment so that this table can be prepared and so that you can move forward in this healthy dynamic, because whatever is to come between you and this person, it is written upon your own heart, meaning it looks like a soulmate, twin flame relationship, but you are actually following the protocol of your life right now. And as the pendulum swings back and forth on the answers that you are looking for within this relationship, know that a corresponding sequence is coming forward. And Spirit is saying to me as I use these words that these words are akin to some unknown factors and a formula of preparedness is currently taking place. They're asking you to ground your space here. Yeah, there's definitely some hidden energy coming in. I'm breaking away from the channeling a minute to tell you that there is some hidden energy coming in where you are not being allowed to know the formula of that corresponding sequence right now and how that's all going to go down. And they're asking you to put on a different lens and a broader perspective lens to understand that this relationship is divine and protected, in order to allow this information to come forward for the world. And that the reason everything is working together because it's just that important. So whoever's listening to this reading today, there is something huge that Spirit has for you. I am using very high frequency cards in the background here. But they're saying that the chance of this relationship being able to come together and forge to a higher frequency than it ever has before has actually arrived. And there is a small passage of time in which this relationship has been allowed to come forward and not just raise up one frequency in this lifetime, but to make a quantum leap in moving forward. But it will be closing soon. And so this is going to be a huge undertaking. The word colossal is here. And they're asking you to stay safe, to follow the script, to understand that this is, your current relationship is a form of many forms, and that your love is very important in this quantum leap process. And they're asking you to, again, to be prepared in this. So just to kind of clear that up, it seemed like they're asking you to don't let anything hold you back, and that even people who do not have your best interest or who may have negative emotional ties to you come forward. And this can be very comforting to stay in this stagnant state. Spirit is saying that, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words right now because there's such a sense of urgency that I have just gotten. They're asking you to speed this up, that while you don't have to, and it's always going to be complete, in complete existence, that they are asking you to grow this frequency with your person and to not hold back how you feel about this person, the information that you have for this person, because they need the relationship to come together in order to do something greater. And that even your hidden enemies will get in line with this process, because their higher self has also come back to this time to work on this. Yeah, there's a huge attraction here when I see the attraction card in the Romance Angel card deck. Of course, that is something big. Sometimes you may not even understand why the attraction is there and why it is so strong. But they're saying that you and this other person are already complete. And everything is okay. It's working out as expected. But they're saying that there is a promise here that was made long ago that is actually becoming coming into fruition now. And I'll let you know, the channel card that I have in the background is actually Sarah. It may mean something to some of you. But this card for me is talking about a biblical story in which someone has waited for a child or waited for a baby, or there was a promise of a child with another person. So that may resonate with some of you. But all in all, that we're talking about a promise here, and following your heart in preparation of this promise being fulfilled to one another for this opening in time where the two of you will come together. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So please know that they're asking you that even with a sense of urgency and growing your frequency here with this person, they're asking you to really take time to understand it and to actually enjoy the moment. In this picture, we see she's smelling the roses. A red rose, pink rose may be important to you. I just had this sense of Italy in the springtime here, so that may come up to be important for you, I feel, at a later date. But right now there's a magnetic force field around you, and it may seem like a short work of fiction, but they're saying that these words and the information that you're sharing together needs to come forward so that something can be published or something can be made known public, so that some of you can come out of the closet for a purpose. And in order to do that, you need to enjoy the moment that you have now with each other and follow up on this attraction, and do not put it off for another day. Codependency. So I feel like some of you, shuffle some here in the background. I feel like some of you have actually This has been the issue that we talked about in past lives, where you both have been codependent on other people. And while you maybe both have been freedom seeking, if that doesn't resonate, then just understand that that is what you are actually healing right now. And codependency comes from a fear and a sense of being abandoned in the past. And so Spirit is saying right now that you need to listen to each other's voice, and to actually listen to the voice of Spirit as they try to move you through this process, and understanding what it is that you haven't been honest with each other about, and understanding that you are both connected in the 5D, and that you are both one another. Now, this is definitely a twin flame relationship here. I have you are me. So this is really asking you to understand that, to allow that to become a grounded space in your mind, that there are no more doubts from this moment. That is a confirmation that whoever is watching this reading is in a divine connection with someone else. And it's saying, do not question that any longer. This is it. This is the moment where we need you to understand that you are home. And I actually have the card, you are him and you are home. So I think that this is about, really pulling away from the channeling a minute, this is about you both have had doubts in the past about who each other actually, how you are actually coming together, and what is, you know, how completely important is the connection. And I think for some of you, there's been a doubt because you have a lot of pride, or you are in a codependent frame of mind, that this may actually be a fictional relationship. And Spirit is saying to you to understand from this moment forward that there are corresponding terms, and that your purpose is definitely for each other. And so you have both been in this backwards motion to kind of reconnect these foundations of consciousness. Most definitely. If 444 means anything to you, we have 3 zeros, and we're talking about the 144,000 within the New Jerusalem here. So this is talking about many lifetimes, many foundations built on top of each other, and coming into that sequence of completion and fulfillment. So this relationship is coming together. And so Spirit is saying the script is currently being followed. The steps that you are taking now are for your individual purpose, but also for the collective, and that there are miracles that are actually getting ready to take place in your life. There's a few more mysteries that you have about each other, and actually in the knowledge that you have been carrying over lifetimes, in which you are currently trying to unlock. You're trying to unlock those doors of knowledge and wisdom, and you're both doing it together. And so there is, again, they're saying there's some gray areas. Everything's not black and white, and that you are being asked to realize who you are, because they need, that's the point of this relationship, is that they need you to unlock these doors, and they need you to hold that space and that energy in this lifetime, along this earth plane at this current moment in this dimension, in order for there to be a positive charge in the future in which change is going to be experienced for all. I have the symbol of the eagle coming up here with the promise. So we have the promise of an unborn child, or a promise of something being birthed between the two of you coming in the future. With the eagle card here, of course, we're talking about freedom. And so we're talking about the freedom to pursue a promise made long ago. And I feel that to this person, you are very special. And that if you do not feel special, you need to, instead of framing your mind and your heart space around the things that you feel you are lacking, you need to realize that you are enough for this relationship. So I want to get back to, how does this person actually feel about you? So we have go with the flow. And go with the flow as water trickles down a stream, do not hurry. So while there is this sense of urgency here, your person is currently not feeling this urgency, and they are actually just going with the flow in the process of this relationship. And so it's almost like, let's see what the advice is for this. Yeah, I think through a series of events, you're going to be able to mentally understand and express, and this is just a very specific message, a love of your roots, your heritage, or traveling to a place together where there is a meeting point, and that you need to create this reality with your person, that you actually have the key. That is one of your keys that you're not realizing, is that you have the ability to create your own reality. And so actually bonding comes when two people put their intention on the same area. So if you focus on a place, again, this is very specific, because I have my Ireland card here. And so for me, this is a channeled place that keeps coming up for me, a place that I would actually like to travel. So for the purposes of this reading, I'm trying to equate it to the messages that I'm getting about creating your own reality. And this is very specific because for some of you, this is about both of you focusing your intention on one specific thing in order for you both to create your own reality and coexist and co-manifest and co-create together. And it will happen much more faster than just your person going with the flow. So that's a little key that Spirit is giving you here, that your person is currently in a flow state of allowing things to happen, either because of fear of codependency issues, not understanding how you feel, not understanding how they feel. And so you can speed that up by you both focusing on a specific location or thing that you have both wanted to do, a goal that you both have together. So I'm sorry if during my readings it sounds like I'm speaking in kind of very kindergartner terms here, and not using an array of vocabulary that I would like to use. But I do have many, many cards here in the background, and that I've found to be kind of quite powerful in my own personal readings. And so I'm trying not to deflect from, I have probably about 200 of those over here behind me. I'm trying not to deflect from anything that Spirit is saying to me. And I think that the words that I'm using may benefit the collective, so that I don't spread out, you know, a varied array and many, many words that may not resonate or may get lost in the meaning that Spirit actually has for you, if that makes sense. Back to your person's feelings, we have transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. So when I get this card, I am really thinking about how I'm going to get to a goal that I feel that I need to get to in order to be who I want to be, or to be in the place that I feel like I need to be on the level of frequency that I'm currently emanating. And so when we get this card, we have had a lot of things happen to us where we may have learned a lot of things, going along with what Spirit said earlier as I was channeling. We've had many things happen to us, and a sequence of events already happened to us where we have reached a point of change. And so as we begin to experience this point of change, it then becomes our goal, because it's almost like the urgency is sped up as we reach that goal. So your person is currently feeling that pressure and the need to transform. I think it's interesting that this card talks about emerge with beauty and grace. And for some of you, this goes back to not feeling like you're good enough. And so your person may actually be trying to transform their personal appearance, or you might be in the background and feeling like you need to get to a certain point or look a certain way in order to meet the expectations of yourself even, or your person. And so Spirit is saying that you are enough, but that you both are in this, you both are mirroring each other in this need or feeling to transform yourself and to this positive change that you both feel is that complements each other in some way. I have a wish card here. It says make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. So this is interesting to me as I'm doing this reading, because yesterday there were many, many dandelions growing in the yard. And I was really, it always makes me reflect back to a specific day in my own childhood where, of course, we all do it, where we're blowing the dandelion and making a wish in the wind. But this day that I'm talking about is a very sunny day. It was a very happy day. It was warm. I could still smell the grass around me, the grass of a newly mowed field. And so for you, this may resonate with you, and that your person is currently wishing, with the wish of their inner child in their heart space, and they are wishing for you, and they are wishing, for this transformation, and for these feelings of codependency to leave, and for this new connection to take place between the two of you. Joy, I think that there is a lot of joy within this relationship and within the spark and connection. I'm channeling here in the background with my cards. Within the opening that is coming forward, and the the excitement is really building for this exposure of freedom. Again, I'm using words that I'm getting over here, where there's a lot that you have to express to one another. There's a lot that you both have to say to the world. And that you're both wanting to ground your space. You're no longer willing to both have your environment be charged with a negative charge. And that you want this new beginning, this healthy relationship. And so you're learning to weed out people who are unhealthy for your heart space by recognizing the joy within this connection specifically. And that is what your person is currently feeling. We have learned, take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. This goes back to really feeling like your person may actually have some secrets that they have not divulged to you, whether it is about how they feel about you, about their past history. And they don't need you to hold on too tightly. Just allow them to be them. And I think because they have felt so overwhelmed and kind of inundated with intense emotion in relationships that they've had in the past, and that they have been, I'm getting the word, restricted for being able to be themselves, that there's something here. They may have developed habits. When we talk about owls, we're talking about higher knowledge, information that hasn't been shared, and secrets. So this is kind of, I'm getting a couple of things right now. So let me just start channeling for a moment here. So in this secret information that's coming forward here from your person, the reason I stopped to channel is there was a lot feeling like it was kind of tightening around my own heart, but they're saying that they love you. They have built a foundation of friendship with you. I have the word foundation here, and which has come up all during this reading, and my friend. And it's talking about holding a static state of energy and allowing it to build, to be released. And so they're saying to you that maybe they have somehow built up certain patterns within relationships, is what I'm getting, and that these patterns have become toxic. They recognize that they have become toxic to themselves even, but that they are learning to trust themselves and to not feel as trapped, that you have helped them not to feel as trapped as they felt before, maybe because of the intensity of certain relationships, but that you are allowing them the freedom to be themselves, is what I'm getting. And so as they begin to make this decision, they're beginning to understand how they have been entrapped in their own energetic space by allowing the swords of their mind and their own fears of abandonment to entrap them in a place where they felt like they were no longer in control, but they have been in control the whole time. And so the owl is coming up here to say, because they were in this entrapped space, they may have behaved in goofy but animalistic ways, that were based on their inner desires, the need for escapism. So we're talking about addiction. We could be talking about sexual relationships. We could be talking about promiscuity with your person, that they've really had kind of built up these patterns in order to escape. You know, it's kind of goes back to the pattern of, I think my person's going to cheat on me, so I'm going to cheat on them before they can cheat on me, or I've been cheated on in the past, so I already know how this goes, and so I'm going to cheat on that person first. So they have kind of built up this field of energy around them, and they have been learning now from their mistakes, and I think that they're actually saying to you that this has been the protocol that they've had for their life for a very long time, and they're wanting to come forward and thank you for actually releasing them from this overwhelming feeling of being trapped in this state that they have been in, and that they are being allowed to kind of build a new conscious foundation in understanding that they have the power to turn and create their own wheels of alignment in their life, and that they no longer have to hide behind a curtain, that they could actually be free from this energetic state. And so right now they're currently figuring that out, but I think there's a few secrets that they have to tell you that they haven't told you so far. Spirit of place. And I don't know why. This is one of my least favorite cards, but it's because I'm an impatient person. Sometimes I am patient, but I have learned to be patient over many, many years. But I'm saying now we have the power of 4. So because this card actually looks different to me right now as I'm looking at it through the lens of my camera. But this is about holding a space. And it's actually a very loving energy when I think about it, because sometimes your person may not be caught up to the space that you are at right now, and you have to wait in that space. You have to wait in that waiting room for your person to arrive at the gates of knowledge that you currently have. In some cases, your person is waiting on you to realize who you are and what this connection actually is, and to be able to try again. I definitely think that this connection, whoever's watching this reading, this is a connection, again, that is so fated and so purposeful in the concept of the collective that it almost became like this fictionary construct in your life, where on, you know, days when you're feeling less grounded or feeling the need to be more grounded, that you kind of put it off to the side because you're like, that just can't be real. And so this space is about holding this, hear the word, simmering solitude of grace, and allowing, you know, giving grace to your person, to allow them to meet you halfway and to actually unlock those doors. 4 is about building foundations for me. And so this is about allowing yourself to examine different seasons of your life. I think I'm just looking at the card right now, and that's what I'm getting. Because you're about to make it to the last level, and I love this. I just got the card the 13th. And so this is pretty big for me, because it is the point before you are resurrected. You are in the resting place. You are both in the resting place before there is about to be this huge, huge, huge amount of energy. And now I have the cards in front of me behind the scenes right now that are just, it's all coming together. It's almost like this energy has been spiraling around both of you with a start and go, start and go, start and go. And it is coming up full force now. And it is something that you both, I think, may not even realize the purposefulness of this union, because there is such a work that needs to be done. You're just getting to the point now where you're going to create something new, because there is something between the ideal of you and me and you, and I'm talking about in terms of your person, where you're going to declare this new outlook on life, whether that's through a some sort of public venue or a road less traveled. But this is definitely a treasure that is just beginning, and that this information is actually flowing from source to many people right now, and they need that for this relationship to become a part of it. And again, you have been called to find the answer together. So if there's information that you haven't shared with your person, they're asking you now to set your intention on this purpose. Again, we have the owl and we have 22. If any of you have been seeing the numbers 12, 22, 222, this message is for you. I'm going to be channeling in the background. There's something akin to a formula again. There is something that you're going to be powering up with, and you're going to be using your ability to create and draw illusions around you to visualize things that are unseen in order to power up in this graduated state between the two of you. There is a project that you are to work on together, and there is a covenant bound in time space for this moment for you both to come together and work on this. There is one, both of you have some type of information to deliver to each other under this covenant in time. And so for some of you, this is going to be a published work. For some of you, this is going to be a project that you're working on together. This is all for a spiritual purpose, though. It's a very special purpose in which you are both able to travel through time and space. And whatever the spark is that you are creating with this information is going to take you, it's going to travel across space and time and actually grow the collective in completion and up its frequency. So you are both being asked to power up in your observations and in your intention that you're both setting with each other right now in order to kind of have this egg to hatch that is going to grow the foundation of the collective consciousness and create a force field and a barrier against negative energy here in this time space. I don't know what you guys have going on, but that's something really important. Solitude. Your person is kind of feeling like they are in a period of rest, and I've been getting that throughout this reading. They have this kind of start-go energy right now where they want to jump into this relationship. They want to lift the veil. They want to come out of the closet with this relationship. But they, again, are caught up in creating their own reality. And right now, this is all about solitude, or they are in a space where they're actually reflecting. I never noticed that card before. I keep getting this. I actually just painted a picture of a lamppost. I've been painting some, not that I can paint good, guys, but it's something that I've been doing like with spiritual artwork, and then kind of been channeling while I've been doing artwork. It's kind of a new thing for me. So that's very odd that this lamppost is there. And I just went for a walk the other day and actually took a picture of that lamppost because I was thinking it was so similar to the one that I had painted. I do see the moon energy here. So while this reflection is going on, there's a lot of examination of your person's emotions that they are doing with their home, family space. They're trying to really gain insight behind the scenes on how spirit, on the next steps that spirit wants them to take. So while you are here at this reading trying to figure out what your person's next steps are and how your person's feeling about you, they are actually doing that in a different way right now. And so I feel like they may be connecting with you on the 5D, in the 5D rather, while they are doing all of this reflection. But I do think that they are looking for a new way to light up, or they're actually looking for a new sign from spirit on how to proceed in the future. Again, we have the number 13. We're right there before that new opening, that new beginning. So we're in the resting state right now. That is your person's state at the current moment. All right, so I have some homemade cards here. You may not be able to read the writing. I apologize. So I have appreciate. So your person wants you to know that they really appreciate you, and they appreciate the freedom that you allow them to have. And while it may seem different for them right now, they want to use that freedom to grow with you. It makes them very energetic and excited about where the two of you are going to grow in the future. And working together in the physical, not just kind of the mental, spiritual realm of the 5D, but actually creating something new physically in the future. And I have a blank card here. And so I pulled these cards out of, like, I don't know, probably I have a couple hundred of these index cards that are filled out over here. And so to me, this is talking about an unknown factor. So we have the color orange here. This may be an alert. And if you remember just a few minutes ago, Spirit was talking about that unknown factor for you. So I think there is definitely something coming that both of you aren't prepared for yet. That previous card that we just had was a tower. It was a lighthouse. But I think that there's going to be something come up that you may not be expecting. And they're asking you to build on that momentum and kind of leap forward to jump off that cliff. There's the cards that I'm getting in the background. We have by the sea, you and me. And then we have money. So I feel like financial factors are, I had a couple of cards over here where it talked about faded points. And that there's actually a mystery that is happening in the background, but it's something that maybe you don't know that your person is going through, that is a fortuitous event, or maybe it brings in a lot of money. This is a faucet of light to lean on. I'm sorry if that's not making sense. It's what I'm getting, guys, but it's actually going to speed up the process of the two of you being together, and that they're wanting you again to know that this relationship is protected, and that they are going to be helping your finances along the way so that this union can take place. Again, I have the card by the sea, you and me. We have another lighthouse here. Excuse my drawing. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I'm not an artist, guys, in that sense. So I am just channeling the vision that I'm getting in my mind. And because I'm not an artist, I can't really draw it out like that. So again, but this is the second confirmation of the lighthouse. So we know that lighthouses bring in the ships with stormy, the ships that are in stormy seas, right? Let me get it out. Let me spit it out. So for me, this is really the cards that I'm getting in the background here. This is about these unknown factors, because I'm getting cards coming out upside down, blank. There are unknown factors that are coming as you build this foundation of the two of you coming together, and that you are just going to have to both go with the flow and seeking the light a little bit at a time through the cave of all of these unknown factors. So it's kind of like carrying a torch in the cave of unknown factors and just seeing your way a little bit at a time, but don't dare turn back during this process. When these unknown factors start to happen very rapidly, and it looks like they're going to, do not turn back. Look for the next sign. Keep moving forward, because the two of you will know that that point of fate is about to happen for both of you, and where you're going to be resurrected in this whole new beginning, and all of this spiritual work that you both have to do together is going to be right at that rainbow is coming right at the end of that storm. So don't turn back, guys, when you start to see these unknown factors that could be scary coming up for you. All right, we're down to the two cards that I actually laid out in the beginning. And so I'm very curious to see what these cards are also. But I was really, as I was setting up my table for this reading, I was really inspired to draw from that deck. So actually have the card of my spirit guide actually here beside of me. So let's see what they have to say. It's back to what I was saying. Awaken your vulnerability. We have the number 3. So there is definitely something that you have not shared with each other. There is a certain feeling, a gift that you have not been showing each other. There's an aspect of your life where you've had too much pride to show that to the other person. And I think it could be because that person is reflecting certain qualities in you where you feel like they are judgmental, because maybe you're a little bit judgmental sometimes. And so they don't want you to see them weak, because you know how you feel about people when you see them weak. And so this person, out of love for you, is not showing you these vulnerabilities. And once they learn to accept these vulnerabilities in themselves and to actually change their own behavior, by not scrutinizing other people and to allowing people to not be perfect, you know, or to realize that they already are perfect and being different, or being injured in some way or experiencing some sort of vulnerability, then they're going to be able to come and tell you the things that they need to show you. So right now, your person is really considering feeling safe and protected in sharing this with you. Maybe even as a friend, they're going to start sharing. They're going to start taking advantage of maybe the friendship or the conversations that you're having with each other to open up to this vulnerability. And they may throw it out to you a little bit at a time to see how you're going to react to the situation. And they're doing it actually as a courtesy, before coming together with you in this relationship, because it is something they wouldn't want you to find out about them later on down the road. So they're going to build up enough courage to just come out with whatever it feels like that you are going to judge them for. And in the same time, they're going to be healing that in themselves. So that's very weird. So for some of you, your person may have felt blackmailed in prior, like they couldn't come out with this information. For some of you, this may be a same-sex partnership, and so some of you actually are coming out in a relationship and you haven't been able to share with the other person yet. There's some new, they're coming out to tell you as a friend and as a courtesy, that they want to be vulnerable to you. They want to allow you to understand who they are, and to kind of see them fully naked versus just seeing parts of them. And so that is where your person's mind is at the moment. Practice positivity. Wow, this is a very interesting card. I'm just looking at it. I don't even know if I've ever paid attention to this card before. But the sun is here and the ship is now on smoother water. So again, I think this goes back to Spirit over here in the background, saying that whenever you've got to learn to navigate calmer waters. You've got to be okay where there's not drama, where you're in a safe space and not feel bored, I think. And that whenever you come together with this relationship, it's going to feel like there's such an urgency to get so many things done. And there is going to be an urgency to get so many things done. But they're asking you to start practicing now how to place yourself in calmer waters, through the constructs of your own consciousness, and holding that space for yourself, and to understand that you are on a mission, and to kind of navigate by the stars. Here's what I'm getting. A new space that you're coming into in the future. And so no matter what storms you're facing right now, you know that storms can be addicting. Relationships with drama, high passion, especially a lot of physical, sexual energy, can be very addicting. And we can get addicted to the same dramas that we went through in childhood, right? Where we feel abandoned, neglected, abused. And so we had learned to deal with that, and that became a pattern for us and something that we related to home and family. And so we may see those same patterns in our relationships develop, and it may seem calming and normal, but Spirit is saying to you that now you require a new normal, a sense of real peace, and to move away from any distraction that is not peaceful, because they need you to have this firm foundation in the future so that you and this person can begin to sail together on smoother waters so that you actually reach your destination of higher frequency and this great work project, publishing thing, home and family foundation that you guys are working on at the current moment. So back to answer the question, your person is really trying to begin to feel what that positive space looks like for them. And so they are opening themselves up to that opportunity that is you, and just kind of feeling what that feels like right now, or imagining what it's going to be like. But you see the sun there, it's a very happy, it's going to be a very happy, positive place. They may just not be used to it yet. We have sun, so that's very interesting. So I'm going to try to channel what this is. Your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. For me, this is talking about male energy that is not quite yet mature. Their development in certain areas of life, especially emotionally, or through being able to explore the world or feel safe in their own exploration and get, not have feelings of codependency, may have become stalled either because of mother issues or father issues. Could have to do with neglect, abuse, and so anxiety may have developed along the way. And so this is a mystery here for us, and I'm getting that in the cards over here. But there's also another layer here with the Sun card, and that maybe this has to do with a child. I know we had a child come up before with the Sarah card. So it may be that this person wants a son with you. This may be the baby that you guys are planning on together. This could relate to a current son that they have, that there may be concerns over how their children are going to feel about this connection. And I'm just looking at the card right now through the lens of the camera, and I see the little boys leaned over to pick a frog. And I have the cards here of stones, and you are protected. And I think this is about your person needing to find their own inner child and to heal some of those old childhood wounds. This, especially if your person is a divine masculine or is a male energy, there's something here that they need to heal. A memory that they need to remember here. They may need to visit a site or speak with a friend, and to realize that they are no longer trapped, and to know that they are actually going to be okay. And so it's like their inner child needs to be comforted a little bit, but again, they're going to have to move away from that pattern of needing constant comfort and support. Not that we don't all crave that, but that they begin to know and understand that they are connected to the divine, and that they are not alone, and they have never been alone. Everything that has happened to them up to this point has happened for a reason. And that just jumped from my hands. That was kind of like a big burst of energy there. And we have the card of perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. So I think your person is really feeling like everything we've just said. They have been building momentum. They are right now resting in this space. But they are building momentum to take action to move forward, because they're actually longing for you and longing for the place that they call home, that is with your soul. They're feeling that need to be matched, to not be separated physically from you. And so they are reviewing memories right now, and they're thinking about bringing gifts forward, a type of gift. I have the image here of the waterfall, and something that has been lost in the past being regained, but there being a meeting place where the both of you come together and you actually meet up, where your heart space is able to be open, where it is no longer in void. and where your life becomes this sense of a moving prayer where you are creating and growing together and mirroring each other and being comfortable in the mirror of yourself. And so there are going to be some points where you may feel as you move forward in this connection, your person is realizing that may not be as easy as it looks, but they're ready to forge forward and they're ready to let go of karmic relationships. And they're ready to allow themselves to overcome conflict and allow themselves to grow. And to realize that they are more than their physical body. They are more than this space. And that every action that they take in this life affects their overall energy and completion. And that is their physical and spiritual energy. And so none of this... none of these feelings that they have are feelings of they're going to come in and burst forward and, you know, knock down your door tonight and tell you how they feel and give you all of the answers to these secrets that Spirit has been talking about, or that both of you have the keys right now. This is saying they're going to be taking baby steps, but they are ready to take action. And they realize that the time is now or never in this lifetime. And as we had the card of Egypt before to the side over here, I just picked up this card. And it says, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And so I know this reading was titled, what is your person feeling about you? But sometimes you just can't help what Spirit brings forward. So I want you all to know that there is a divine reason. There is information that you both have to share with the world. And there is a platform for that information somewhere across space and time. And so Spirit is saying, I'm currently whispering to you right now. Now is the time. And don't be afraid and don't feel like you have to take control of the situation. Just let it go, let it flow, because Spirit is going to be working with your person too. And so that is what this is about. This is about two people who have realized their complete existence, and they have realized that they need to come together in order to create something new so that everyone around them can benefit and that the collective can benefit, and they can actually get on with the mission of their purpose together, which is to uncover this lost information and to share this hidden wisdom with people, and to do it in such a way that it really changes people's lives. So that is how your person is feeling, and plus much, much more. Sorry this reading has been so long. Looks like it's been an hour if you're with me until now. Please keep going, because I didn't realize when I started out this reading that this was going to be such a big divine intervention here for this relationship, for whoever's watching. But the rest of us in the collective need you to continue that relationship and to continue building that foundation, and know that time is coming up very quickly. So please take care. And if you like this message or it resonated with you at all, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for further notifications so that you don't miss any more readings from me. And I'll see you again soon.